So Rico, with this sort of very varied and mixed forecast, can you see a similar scenario to last year where we could end up 4 or 5 in the river together?
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, it's really exciting for all of us. I think, I mean, to be racing against all these guys, 500 footers, you know, the best 500 footers in the world, really racing against each other, all with fantastic teams on board. So, yeah, we're just looking forward to the challenge, and I think you'll see a very, very close race. And I don't think there's one owner or skipper or crew here today who could actually think they've actually got this thing in the bag. So that's the great thing about this wonderful event.
Okay, Jim, can you see a scenario where a record could come into the picture for this race?
I think it's pretty unlikely this year, though. I think the record looks relatively safe. We're thinking it's sometime, hopefully sometime early to mid-morning on the 28th is about the earliest I've seen in any predictions. The challenge is getting through the transition, and each boat has a different regime where it's particularly strong or struggles, and so the transition will determine, I think, where the placings are on the other side of that. But you know, as Mark said, there'll be a blanket over us by the time we get to the bottom of the course anyway.
So the chessboard could come out with either a very close one or quite spread, really.
Yeah, it could do. I think my feeling is we'll all be very close at the front. I think the Tattersalls Cup battle will be a different matter. There's a lot stronger breeze further up the track for the smaller boats, but I think I don't see a lot of separation in the 5 of us between start and finish, really.
So Whitty, you're the one boat that's a bit of a dark horse as far as Australian waters go, because you broke early last year some gear and couldn't continue on, so we didn't get to see the former Scallywag, and you've been away overseas doing really well, line honours and things like that. How do you see this race for you guys?
I've no idea, really. If I had a crystal ball, I wouldn't be doing this for a job, that's for sure.
Given the different modifications to all the boats on the table here today, and I know you guys have done some too, do you see you guys, you think you're on an even playing field, boat-wise?
Oh, it depends on whether you read the ISC certificates or you read the crap in the paper, really. We'll see.
No more? We'll just see?
Well, you know, I hear Rico's 1,200 kilos lighter. Our certificate still says we're lighter, so I don't know which one's right or wrong, but we'll work it out on the 28th.
Okay, good. Open the floor to questions. If you could just raise your hands, please, because there's a lot of people here today. No questions? All very silent.
In the briefing they said that there's not a concern of smoke at the moment, but with the fires that we've seen, obviously it's quite unpredictable. Do you worry that it could affect the race?
Let me ask
anyone.
Yeah, I think it's. We're going to have some problems. It's mandatory in a race at Greencoat to get it on the SSB as part of the sailing instructions, and we've found over the last week the SSB signals have been weak due to the smoke, and if you watch the forecast at the briefing, most of the smoke's going to be around Gabo, so we actually got a letter in asking whether if there was a problem with the SSB and the signal and you can't get through, are you able to use a sat phone, because we all carry them, but apparently we're still in the 30s, not in 2019, and that got rejected, so I think it's a pretty harsh penalty in the race. It's a DSQ if you can't get through on the SSB. I mean, the skeds are fine because everyone will be listening, but at the Green Cape call then, you know, you're on your own, so I'd urge the race committee to have another think about that.
Anyone else?
Mark, how's one of the boats looking? Obviously had a bit of damage.
Yeah, look, I mean, we had a pretty catastrophic failure during the Cabbage Tree race, and the team and the Clanky Boats and Southern Spa did an amazing job, you know, over sort of 3.5 weeks to get the boat back together, and a lot of people had doubts that it would happen, but they did an awesome job, and you know, we're here today ready for the big day on Boxing Day, so really thankful to all the people who put the effort in, and yeah, excited about the race.
And back to its best.
Yeah, look, we're excited this year. We've done some great modifications to the boat, and just to clarify for Woody, you know, our IRC certificate's 200 kilos lighter than last year. We're putting a big effort into crew weight and sail weight this year. We've always sailed with probably too many people and too many sails on board Wild Oats. every sail weighs 250 kilos. We're trying to go with 2 sails less than last year and 3 guys less than last year. So all that stuff adds up to a lot of weight, and I think that's something we're going to push hard on, and hopefully it'll work to our advantage.
Anyone else?
Because no one's talked about InfoTrack, but you were only 40 minutes behind Waldo's last year. How are you looking in these conditions?
Yeah, it'd be nice to be the spoiler, I think, on this race. We're quite happy with how the boat's been performing. We haven't done a lot of sailing since last Hobart, but we proved in last Hobart to be competitive in conditions that weren't ideal for us. So I think you saw in a bit of the last race, conditions for Comanche and InfoTrack weren't necessarily ideal at all, but yet they hung in there. So we're hoping just for a little bit of a change in the weather and a bit more ideal conditions, and to be strong when you can be strong.
Is the crew stronger than last year?
It's quite similar, but I'd call it strong, yes.
Anyone else? Up the back, John?
Not to any of you guys, but was the absence of the big boat challenge this year, has it hindered you in any way at all, or have you been able to get out in the harbour and just refine your getting out the heads tactics?
Mark?
Oh, look, that for sure that was disappointing for that race not to be on. And the other interesting thing this year is none of us have sailed against each other. I mean, we've sailed against these guys in a windward sort of course out the front here. We won one race and they won the other race, and that's the only time I think that we've all been on the start line together this year. So it's really hard to know where everyone stands. But for sure that race would have been good to have run. That said, it's always good to put your boat away not scratched, and if you're going to scratch it, you'll scratch it in that race.
Anyone else? Steve?
No, thank you. Will any of you be taking your boats out tomorrow, Christmas Day sail?
You want to come, or?
We don't have an oven. We don't have an oven on board, Comanche, so no, we'll be staying home. On the big boat, the challenge, it was a terrible shame that the race wasn't held, but I think the bigger tragedy was happening outside Sydney that caused that, and I think as much as we all feel it's a shame to miss a day's sailing, that's a pretty small price to pay compared to what the guys in the countryside are suffering. I wish there were more being done. I think it's pretty unfortunate that we're standing by waiting to see will these fires go out or will they not. Without wanting to get too controversial here, this is not the point of today, but you can't help but feel that there's a lot of sitting around happening at the moment, and that we ought to be seeing more done by the authorities and perhaps by the Defence Forces.
There's nothing wrong with being controversial, Jim.
So now you know the race conditions. So ever since the repair, were you able to really test the boat, or what was the maximum conditions where you out there testing?
Yeah. Look, we've had some great conditions. But, we're out in 24-hour qualifier with some really good southerly conditions. Plenty of breeze, 30, 35 knots of breeze. So we really put the boat through its paces, and because of that, we've got a lot of confidence back in the boat. The area that failed, we've designed and we've made that 35% stronger than what it was. So, I think we're very confident that the boat will be in great shape. It's an equipment sport, though. You never know. So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Quickly, just David, on what you were talking about before, just with the smoke and systems, are you going to speak to the committee? Are you going to?
We've already written to them about the situation, because especially everyone here knows how expensive these boats are to run, and then to bring one from overseas is even more expensive. So, there's already a history there that it's affecting the SSB signal. They've rejected it. I think it's a poor decision. I'd like them to review it.
Anyone else?
Were you given a slice of good luck this year for you? How do you line yourself up against these sort of races? Given that you've certainly been successful enough.
I think the most sensible comment here all afternoon has been everyone will be together at Tasman Light, and who deals with that the best will win. We'll be there. With a bit of luck, Gordon, for a change.
3, 2, 1, chop it.
cupcake.
Yeah.
I miss the cake.
Are you going to eat it?
Can't eat it.
Yeah, he's eating it. I want all of you doing that.